What is decoupage? What is ModPodge? If you've always wondered what decoupage is, or if you've always wanted to start, this is the best place. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, I'm Sanjana and I make videos on art and craft, DIYs and decor and travel. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, share my videos and please subscribe to my channel. In the next few videos, we are going to cover all about decoupage. What are the different kinds of decoupage papers available in the market? What are the different kinds of glue, the different kinds of varnish? What are the different kinds of surfaces that you can actually do decoupage on? And much more. So if you're interested, keep watching and by the end of these tutorials, you'll be a pro. So mainly there are three kinds of materials you get in craft stores for decoupaging. One is decoupage papers. These are usually printed on one side and are slightly thick to the touch. Two is decoupage napkins. These are very thin. They come off in 3 layers and usually on one napkin, the same design is printed on 4 squares. And thirdly, you have deco transfer sheets. In the next few videos, I'm going to be covering all these different kinds of materials and I'll show you how to use each one of them. When it comes to materials or surfaces on which you can decoupage, you can practically decoupage on anything. Cardboard boxes, MDF cutouts, glass, wood, paper, you can decoupage on pretty much anything that you can lay your hands on. When I started out, cardboard boxes were my favorite, because these are so readily available. Every time I used to order something from Amazon or I bought something from a store, I used to get a cardboard box. And sometimes these boxes are pretty sturdy. So why throw them away when you can decoupage them and use them for something else? Next we have MDF cutouts. MDF cutouts are the most popular material for decoupaging because these come in pre-cut shapes and sizes or they are already in the shape of objects which you would like to use. So for example, you get MDF cutlery holders, you get MDF coasters and much more. Because today is the first video on this topic, we're going to start from the basic kind of decoupage and I'm going to start with something really simple. So for our 2 projects that we're going to do today, one, I'm going to use my favorite, a cardboard box. My earrings, my necklaces, my watches, my accessories are all over the place and I really want to organize them in one box. And 2, an MDF cutlery holder. I really need a pen stand because I have many calligraphy pens, sketch pens, dotting tools and many of these objects need to be kept upright. So I think the cutlery holder will be just perfect. So this is what we basically need for today's project. Decoupage papers and ModPodge. This is a set of decoupage papers I got from Craft Street on Amazon. The ones that we're actually using for doing the decoupage I've kept aside. It's called French Florals 1 and 2. So if you want to use the same one, I'll leave the link in the description box below. This is ModPodge. Now ModPodge is the most commonly used glue and varnish in all decoupage projects. One is gloss and the other one is matte. And now, if you are ready, let's start today's tutorial. Now these are the 2 decoupage papers I've chosen for my jewelry box project. They're printed on one side like I said and are slightly thick to the touch. Our box is approximately 8 inches by 8 inches and our paper is larger than that. So I need to cut it so that it fits. Decoupage paper is delicate so it must be cut carefully and precisely. That's why I'm using a paper knife instead of scissors. But please be careful. This knife is extremely sharp and I'm using as little pressure as possible so that I don't damage the table or injure myself. This is what we are going to use as glue to stick the decoupage paper onto the surface and as varnish once the project is done to seal it. I'm using a large flat brush to apply the ModPodge on the box. You can use the same or a fan brush if you have one, and if nothing, you can use a sponge. ModPodge dries very fast, so apply it as quickly as you can and then place the sheet gently to stick it. Now for the cover of the box, we repeat the same process, applying the ModPodge as fast as we can. And then I'm gently pressing down the decoupage paper with my hands so that there are no air bubbles or wrinkles once the paper is stuck. For this part, I decided to apply the ModPodge in parts, stick down the paper and then move to the next bit to avoid it drying out. And finally, I carefully wrap the end of the paper around the edge of the lid to get a neat edge. Now this is the last step. We are using ModPodge as a varnish to seal our work, and I'm using a fan brush to apply it. I'm using the fan brush here, and I'll use the sponge for the cutlery holder, so all types of tools are covered. You see those wrinkles on the decoupage sheet? That's because despite me pressing down that paper carefully, some air bubbles got trapped inside. So that's how expert you have to be to get a perfect decoupage. But don't worry, most of these wrinkles will disappear once it dries. There, we're done with our first project. And here is my beautiful jewelry box. I don't know how much you can see in the video, but this is the top and this is how it opens. I'm really liking the vintage feeling and this French decoupage paper. I just love it. It's so pretty. I can't wait to fill it up with all my accessories. But first, we're going to look at the cutlery stand and then we're going to fill this and that. Now for the second project from the same set of decoupage papers, I've chosen this one for the cutlery stand. Once again, we repeat the same process. Measure the cutlery holder and cut the decoupage paper so that it fits. Now I miscalculated a little. I thought this sheet would cover all sides, but it didn't. So now I'm measuring the box again and cutting out pieces of paper from another sheet from the same set, which I think will probably look okay with my current design. Really don't know what the final thing is going to look like though. And once I've cut the decoupage paper in the right size, you know what time it is. It's time to ModPodge. Now for the final step, it's time to apply the varnish. I'm using the gloss one and this time I'm using a sponge to apply it. The sponge was a much better idea, or maybe I just got better at my second attempt. You see, there are zero air bubbles and no wrinkles this time. Aren't I happy? And there, we're done with our second project as well. Here is our beautiful cutlery stand. Honestly, this has turned out much better than I was expecting. I thought it'll just look ordinary, but wow. I'm sure you guys like it too. Give me a thumbs up, share this video and please subscribe to my channel if you liked these two and if it has inspired you to make your own. So what are we waiting for, guys? Is there more to come? Is there still more to come? I told you guys, I have lots of jewelry. And while you guys sit here and admire my new cutlery stand, I'm going to run and grab my pens and show you what I'm going to use this cutlery stand for. And we're done for today's video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, share my video, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys.